All right, call to order the Lapel Redevelopment Commission meeting for May 21st, 2026. Roll call.
Dan Plumley.
Chad Blake.
Richard Hines.
All right, all active members are present. We have 3 items before us tonight. One, we have our normal payment to Reedy Financial. 2, we have required reporting that needs to be covered for the state for our incremental assessed evaluation. And we have a presentation from the chief of police. So first thing, we'll start with the easy one, is our bill from Reedy Financial this month in the amount of $863.25 for their work managing the exhibit we have to go over tonight. Here's a copy of the invoice. Let you look at that.
Picture. And that was for the reporting of what we're.
Yeah, that's our monthly reporting requirement. All right, at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve our one claim for $863.25.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Scribble on there, we'll pass it down. Okay, next item we have, this is for our TIF pass-through resolution. This is required to be done every year. Basically, what we have is, there is a formula that the state requires that we go through, and it looks at our expected TIF revenues to be collected, our expenditures that we have estimated that we're going to do for the year. So that's the things that we spend money on. And then they divide those numbers, and the number has to be less than 200%. So to go over this real quick, we have an expected revenue for 2027 of $181,754 to be collected. Based on our history, our average expenditures projected for 2027 are $100,000. Those expenditures would be a mix of $35,000 expected in professional services and $65,000 in capital outlays. I'm alive, don't worry. As long as I'm coughing, I'm breathing. Hasn't been the case all day, but when you do the math, that gives us a percentage of 182%, which gives us the right to collect the full value that we are attempting to collect. If for some reason we had a percentage greater than 200%, there would be a remaining balance that would then be issued to the other entities that we share TIF properties with. So at this point, that won't be happening. And you guys all got a copy of this. So we have a resolution, we believe, number 1. Can't remember that we've done another resolution this year. Dash 2026 for the RDC. Basically, and this is the resolution that confirms that with our previously established TIF district, we plan to collect those taxes. Plain, pretty simple. So this is, we're going to do this by title only. I would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 1-2026, resolution of Lapel Redevelopment Commission determining need to capture incremental assessed value.
Second.
Oh, I would entertain a motion, so we'll give you the
Motion
first.
I second.
We have the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, ayes carried. Very good. Now I have a pile of stuff to sign tonight. Okay, Chief, come on up and, let us know, what you gave us here.
Okay, so after the last meeting and then after meeting with the members individually, not together, we went over some items. So what I have two lists for you. First of all, let me just go over again the new description of work that we were requesting to be done. It's basically the flooring. I'm going to remove the carpet in one room, remove the laminate in one room. That's installed the under laminate in both those rooms. They're going to emboss the floor, prepping it for the install of the new floor and install of the new floor. Again, that's the vinyl planking that is the glue down, not the snap, so that it will stay in place. We don't have to worry about 3 years from now, we've got the gaps in the floor. New countertop. We went to Stonesmith, went straight to the distributor instead of ordering it through a third party, but that's a remnant. Sorry, I gotta get the word correctly. So remnant, so instead of paying for new, we're just getting a piece that was left over for something else. We've got a fabulous deal on that. That includes the fabrication, meaning that the cutting of the sink, delivery of the countertop, and the installation of both the countertop and installing the sink as well. The only thing they won't do is hook up the plumbing, and we'll hook up the plumbing ourselves. Plumbing is already ran. The cabinets, taking out the old cabinets, putting in the new cabinets. We'll go over that here in a second. Evidence room, it's moving the evidence room from where we have it located now, which is outside of our building, down into the basement of our building, getting it into a more secure area. That'll be a double locked area. And in addition to that, that is a wired cage, safety cage that will have a lockable sliding door. And then if we move on one more step, the evidence lockers, we found some pass-through evidence lockers. What that allows us to do is the lockers will be built into the wall, into the new wiring cage. Officers come in, they put their evidence in, the technician goes inside the evidence room, he can open it from the back, and now we've got a clean pass-through without having to move it from a temporary holding location to a permanent holding location that's not even in the same building. That allows us to do that. The construction, we did update a little bit of the construction description of work. So we're repairing drywall. That's in various locations, some that's already need repair. The rest of it would be after the removal of some of the items such as the countertops, the countertop desk, the built-in desk that was basically nothing more than countertops, removing the old break room cabinets, removing the electrical hand dryers. One isn't operational, the other one is, but it's not used. Removing old lights and installing new LED lighting. Currently, we have lighting that we've already purchased, but we also could possibly be getting a donation of even stronger lights. Either way, the lights themselves is not a fund, it's just the install of the lighting. Install lighting dimmer switch, repair and paint the front window casings, repair flooring prior to the new flooring being installed, the small areas that we've got, and where we rip out the built-in desk now, it'll have the same type of issues that the front door has, where it's got a little gap in, getting that repaired. Relocating current electrical outlet and then installing a new electrical outlet. Then also removing 3 of the electrical outlets that are currently in the floor. And we're going to remove those instead of removing them completely, which would be more of a pain and a hassle because then you've got to go to the box, take them out. We're going to relocate them from the floor to the cellar. So it's a quick, easy relocation. Nothing involved. We don't have to deal with the panel box. Repair the ceiling where the old wall used to be. Remove the wainscoting and the chair rail around the wall, so it's just a straight wall. And then repairing the attic ladder, installing a new ladder. Paint, just basically patching the walls prior to, painting, nail damage. Prep the walls, paint all walls, any of the remaining supplies, again, be left to the department. Replacing the existing PD sign with a new, more modern and at least a better looking sign than what we currently have. And then just updating the microwave to go in the new cabinets, which will have a slide in for the slide-in location for the microwave, which is where also the new electrical outlet is, so that we don't have cables having to be drilled up through a cabinet or run around. Okay, so what we have in front of you is I basically have better, higher, a little bit higher price, and that's a little bit better equipment. Where the main price difference is going to be is if you look at the cabinets. So on the quote-unquote best price list that I provided you, that is using Roth Allen cabinets out of Lowe's, purchased out of Lowe's. Those are still custom cabinets. That's 4,200. Vice going through Madison County cabinets, which would be solid oak cabinets. So we're going to get definitely better quality, longer lasting life out of the Madison County. But that's where the difference in expense comes from. So you can see the difference in the prices there. Also, if you look at the pass-through lockers, we've got two. One is obviously going to provide us more doors. It's going to give us more area, more storage for temporary. The other one, though, we can make work, but these different options. One of the things that we don't is the discussion for right now. We requested the quote come back because we've added additional work so that we can get a new quote. As of yet, he's not reached back out to us. So at this time, that I just went ahead and put the cost that we had. We anticipated being relatively the same. And if it was cheaper, then obviously we would go with that. Paint's the same price. It's the same company, $3,500. The new PD sign, $2,000, and obviously the microwave. I've got $400 right now. They're on sale cheaper than that, but I wanted to put the price of what it would cost us in case I don't get one on sale. They could go down. So you can see the difference of what we're asking for. It's basically just shy of $3,000 difference between the two. Again, this is some changes that I think would extremely benefit the police department. It would make the police department look more professional. It would allow us to move our evidence out of the garage and then into the building in a more secure location. It's just going to give us a better look. It's going to give us a new cabinet. So at least now our cabinets will be both the same height. They'll have the same look. We'll have a better countertop instead of a laminate that's going to start pilling. The walls will all be painted the same color. Instead of having different colors in each room and the colors looking like they're from the 1940s. And but that's my proposal I'm bringing to you. We are open. We appreciate the time. We just appreciate the attention that we've received, no matter what happens. We just want to make sure we let you gentlemen know that we appreciate the interest in the department. We've obviously needed some help for years. So no matter the outcome, we do appreciate that. Do you have any questions for me?
The pass-through evidence lockers, those are pretty much industry standard, right?
That is correct. So, and I forget it's the IAPE standard, which is the International Property Management, International Association of Property.
So doing it the right way versus from some IKEA lockers that.
Yes, we're getting rid of our Amazon lockers that if you punch hard, the door is going to break. These are extremely heavy duty, high standard, high secure lock. We do have a key box now. So with the current lockers we're using, even though they're not the most secure, you take the key out and we have a separate box. These have the built-in key lock drop. So when you take your evidence, you actually drop the key in that same box. It goes down. It's not being fished out. That door is not coming open again until the evidence technician enters inside the cage and opens it from the back to retrieve that key. So a lot more, our custody of evidence, our chain of custody is a lot stronger. again, it brings us more in line with statutes. Right now, we're in line, but we're skirting because of the equipment that we have.
Yeah.
It just brings us more in line of current statutes.
Well, I know over the years, the massive changes that have taken place within the PD. We actually have folks that do training for other departments now instead of us relying on other departments to train us. So there are other agencies in and out of our police department all the time now. And I would love to see us have a professional looking facility that not only gives our officers a sense of pride, but the town a sense of pride that we have excellent people and equipment and facilities.
And the gentleman and the company that gave us the donation of the desk and the chairs and the lockers actually came in the other day, he just surprisingly showed up, looked through, said it looks better. He says, I think we can do more. Let me see what I've got. So there's a chance that we could be getting, other than just lights, we could be getting some additional donations. We'll see. I'm not promising, I'm not holding my breath. Sorry.
That would be great.
That's fantastic.
Yes, so huge, appreciate. Yes.
Well, the one thing I know, anytime you do any kind of construction project, you're always gonna have a contingency. So I think whatever our number is here that's been presented, whichever option we discuss or go with, I think we're gonna have to add 10% to that on the just in case.
I completely agree, especially with having like a final construction cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing I did forget to mention, gentlemen, I did check with our code enforcement, banding engineering, as far as it being the electrical, just to confer. The guidance that I received is we do not have to have a licensed electrician to move the existing.
Unless we're messing with the box.
Or add a new one. The only time we have to have a license is if we actually go to the panel and we have to add, delete, or anything within the panel. And what we will not have to do that. And it doesn't even have to be inspected after it's done. So that saves us from having to hire a licensed, just a general contractor that is capable of doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Is there another higher one right there?
However, I'm not opposed to asking Ben Engineering to look at it before we cover it up, if that's what you're thinking.
All right.
One
Any other
small question out of
Yeah.
just morbid curiosity, and I probably missed it. What's the difference in cost for the evidence lockers? One says 3,000, the other says 4,500.
Correct. Yes, it's basically $1,500 in the difference.
Well, what causes the difference?
Honestly, I am not sure there is.
Is
So
it two
one
different
is,
kinds of lockers?
one is a 6-door and one, put me on the spot, I'm sorry, I didn't print it all. One's a 6-door and the other one is like 12. So it provides us additional space.
All right.
Both of them have two lockers for taller items, such as a long gun, or on the other. Where the biggest difference comes in is the amount of smaller doors. So we got, one just has like two big, actually it only has one long rifle door, and then it has 4 big doors.
Mhm.
The other one has 2 rifle doors, and then it has 2 small, 2 medium, and I believe, if not 2 or 4 of the big ones. I'm sorry, I should have printed a picture off, but my officer who provided the information to me, I just didn't get it. I can provide that if need be. But that's where the difference comes in, is the amount of doors.
But basically, that extra $1,500 future proofs you a lot better.
Yes, and it provides obviously more area in case we, as we get, there are times that we have multiple evidence that has to be separated when it comes in. But yes, it would be very much for the future. And the good news is if something happens, even 5 years down the road, whatever, I mean, it's probably wishful thinking, but if we had to move, we move the location or whatever, that locker is movable. I mean, we will bolt it to the ground, but it can be taken up and moved. So, yes.
I would agree with your statement on adding another 10%. In fact, probably just making it an even $40,000.
That's where my head,
And not to exceed.
that's where my head was at.
I would support that.
And
I'd support that with the Lowe's cabinets, so that way it's, unless Madison County can get them done faster, but I don't think speed's gonna be our issue. So.
Can you please restate that stipulation?
We would do, 40,000, not to exceed. But I would prefer we went with the Lowe's cabinets. So it gives a little more room in the contingency,
Okay?
so.
Any
Well, would entertain a motion to,
a motion to,
authorize the
approve
work.
the expenditures at the $40,000 limit. It's the chief's discretion.
I'd second that.
All right, because we're spending a lot of money here, this will be an individual, state your name and your vote.
Dan Plumley, yes.
Chad Blake, yes.
Richard Hines, yes.
Very good. This would be obviously turn in the receipts, as needed to the clerk treasurer, for them to be paid out of our TIF funds.
And also, as a side note, I do appreciate, thank you very much. Two of you obviously don't know me very well. I am very financial conscious. If I have something on here and I can find something cheaper that does the job, I am obviously all for saving money, as long as we get what we need. So, I do appreciate it, and we will go from there.
Probably should have said something about this. Is there a possibility of getting the light from the flagpole fixed inside this?
With the caveat that you provided me with that 10%, obviously at the end, once we get the items that are listed here.
Yeah.
I would like to say 100%, but there's at least a 98% chance that they're going to
The 40,000 is basically you have a $6,000 just in case it runs over, so it'd still be nice to come in that 36 range.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's
The workflow, the work
there's a difference
request that's
between
on
do it
here.
and do it right. So,
Bottom line, that's what I'm requesting to be done. These are the estimates that I have. If there's any major variation other than you started that light for the light pole, which is honestly a very minimal. But if there's any variation, we will come to you and get that okayed before I done it. But bottom line, this is what I'm expecting for what's the technical term, the schedule of work to be done. If there's any variation from what is on here, I will approach the committee again before I do it.
thank you, sir.
Yes.
Is it done yet? All right. Anybody else have any business?
No, sir.
All right. Make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. See you next month. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, December.